Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Brassmonke X. So, you guys know that I have a lot of tools. I do woodworking, I do gunsmithing, I have a lot of tools in my arsenal. And I have a lot of things that I need to keep sharp. I have a bunch of knives, like more knives than I know what to do with. I have axes, hatchets, chisels for woodworking, all kinds of different stuff. And I have several different ways to keep all my stuff sharp. I have sharpening stones. I have ceramic sharpeners. I have the honing steel from like my kitchen knife set. I've got all kinds of different ways to keep things sharp. But one thing that I don't have is a strop. So I said, what the hell? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and make one. Now, if you guys don't know what a strop is, it's basically like, have you ever seen one of those like old-timey barber shops where the barber's got that strap of leather? It almost looks like a leather belt, and he's sharpening his straight razor on it, just kind of swiping it back and forth. So basically what that does is it hones the edge of your knife or your razor or whatever kind of blade you need to keep sharp. It hones that edge to make it, it gives it that extra sharpness that you're not going to get using a sharpening stone or even like a mechanical sharpener. It just gives it that extra little oomph and makes these things razor sharp. So I figured, what the hell, I'm going to go ahead and make one. So I scrounged around my garage and I found two pieces of zebra wood here. Okay, I glued those together last night. As you can see, they went together real well. You can barely tell that was two pieces. But I got that glued up. So I ended up with this plank here. It's about 12 inches long and 4 inches wide. Pretty much the perfect size for a strop. I didn't need anything much bigger than that. So I traced out where I want my strop to be. I figured I'd have about 8 inches of strop and then 4 inches of handle, which gives me plenty of handle for my dainty little hands here. So I drew out what looked like to me a pretty decent design for a handle. Looks like it's going to be pretty comfortable. And my next step here is I'm going to have to go ahead and cut that out. I don't know if I'm going to use my bandsaw. I don't know if I want to hook that up tonight or if I just want to use my my tried and true coping saw over there. But I'm going to get that cut out, and then I'll show you guys what we're doing next after that. So just hang tight, guys. Alright, guys. So as you can see, we have our basic shape cut out here now. I did end up using the bandsaw. I really wanted to use the coping saw. I wanted to use hand tools on this, but as you guys can see, I sprained my wrist pretty bad. It's actually really swollen. So using the hand tools wasn't working out. So I went ahead and I took it to the bandsaw. As you can see, I'm not very good with the bandsaw. So our next step here is I wanted to use my files and some sandpaper and to contour this handle here and get it nice and smooth. But again, because of my wrist, I'm probably going to have to use my oscillating sander. But either way, guys, let me go get this sanded and then we'll be right back again. Alright, guys, and we're back. So, we're all done with the sanding and shaping here. I used my oscillating spindle sander to shape the handle there. And then when I was all done, I came in with a 320 grit sandpaper on a sanding block. And I just kind of smoothed everything out, rounded it over. As you can see, it's not the finest looking sand job I've ever done. It doesn't need to be. I'm not too worried about it. It feels fine in the hand. It feels good. It's rounded over. Like I said, I'm just making a strop out of it. So we got our nice little paddle handle here. I went ahead and I drilled a hole for either hanging it on a peg or putting a lanyard on it as well. And then when I was all done with that and it was all sanded, I brought it back in the garage here as I was outside doing that. brought it back in the garage, and what I did was I wet it all down and cleaned it off with mineral spirits. Anytime I sand something, guys, when I'm all done with the sanding, I like to wipe it down with the mineral spirits, make sure I get all of the dust and debris off of it, and give it time to air out and dry. So at this point, guys, we're gonna let this dry. I'm probably gonna let it sit overnight. It's getting pretty late, and tomorrow we're gonna go ahead and finish this project up. So stay tuned, guys. For you, it's gonna be instantaneously. For me, I'm going to bed tonight, and I'll finish it up tomorrow. All right, guys. So here it is. Our paddle strop is complete. I finished it. What I did was I went to my local craft store and I picked up a couple strips of leather, a little bit bigger than the size that I need, so I could trim it down and make it fit properly. I did one with the smooth side, and then the other side I did the suede side. Right, so you got two different surfaces to strop with. How I attached it was I just used super glue. I just covered the shit out of it with super glue, slapped it on there, pushed it down, and you guys know super glue. It only took a couple of seconds to adhere, and it ain't going anywhere, guys. It's on there good, both sides. Worked on either side of the leather. So if you're looking to make one of these guys, super glue is the way to go. Worked great. Now the wood, what I did to finish the wood was I used my cutting board oil, which is basically just mineral oil with like vitamins in it and stuff. It's got like vitamin E and stuff like that to help nourish the wood. It's not going to hurt any if you get that on the leather. It can't hurt at all. It's actually better for the leather. I mean, you don't want to saturate the stuff, but if you get a little bit of the oil on the leather, that's fine. And what you're going to want to do is you actually want to condition the leather from time to time because it's going to start to wear out. You don't want it to get brittle or anything. I believe they sell like a stropping compound that you can rub on there when you're going to strop your knives and your chisels, your tools and whatnot. What I plan on doing, no, I'm not going to go buying anything fancy. I'm just going to use, I have baseball glove conditioner that I have. So after a few uses, as it starts to wear down a little bit, I'll rub some baseball glove conditioner on there and we should be good to go. But yeah, there you go, guys. There it is. She's all done. If you ask me, guys, doing something like this, nice little project, only took me 2 days to do it. It didn't take very long at all. And it beats spending 40, 50 bucks going out and buying something like this. If you have the stuff laying around in your shop or your garage, you have the extra wood, you know, you got some leather scraps, or even if you got to run and buy a couple leather straps from the craft store like I did. I paid, it was like $4.99 for a piece of leather. So, I mean, it didn't cost very much at all. But, I mean, it's the sense of pride you get when you build something like this. Like, I didn't have to go and spend 40, 50 bucks on Amazon and order some Chinese garbage that's not going to last me anyway. You know, I built this with my own bare hands. I used my own tools to make myself another tool. And it's going to last me a lifetime. If the leather ever wears out, like I said, it's just super glued on there. I could always peel the leather off, put new leather on, and you're good to go, guys. But yeah, cool little strop. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate it, and we'll catch you next time.